referring back to now 2 videos. After the October 1981 conversation with my parents, actually mostly my mother, as I recall. Well, what could my father say when my mother was having a go at me for being an atheist? Even he couldn't be that much of a hypocrite, not to us two. He could to my uncle. I heard him once tell my uncle that he believed in God. Although I have also heard it said that a Satanist must believe in God because all things have an opposite. Amazing, I did not see what was coming on the 11th of November that year. And it was the 11th of November. A sucked-in social worker took my daughter from her school, I have talked about this before, and placed her immediately with my parents. I got a letter through my postbox telling me what had occurred. Now, normally, that order that she had, some judge had been persuaded to sign also, would have lasted for 1 month. Mrs. Pullen, who had a daughter called Kerry, C-E-R-I, she told me I had spelled my daughter's name wrongly. Mrs. Pullen took off and went away to Hong Kong for a month, which meant that the court case was 2 months coming to court, which took it into early January. Surely that was the 6th of January. How strange, I can't remember that date. And my daughter spent Christmas with my parents. And I was not allowed legal representation. As I recall, the law back then was that the child is allowed legal representation. The parent was not. I therefore represented myself in that courtroom, and I have talked about this. And I walked away with my daughter, because what was being said was a pack of lies, and I told them so. It was that simple. Whereas a solicitor would have gone all around the houses and legalese, etc. I just said, no, that didn't happen. No, that didn't happen. No, this is what actually happened. No, that's a lie. So on and so forth. It pertained to the fact that I had done modelling work, glamour modelling. And I have definitely talked about this. Well, I could quite truthfully say that I'd packed it in the July. My daughter had been taken 4 months later. This was the truth. In November 81, my daughter was 6 and 4 months. Did I upload the video in which I mentioned the age of 6.66 years? That's not too bad. Well, 6 1/3, not 6 2/3. But even a Satanist can't get it spot on all of the time, can he? The reason I will not talk about this on interview, and I've said that, I think, on some uploaded video, is that there were so many lies being told by so many people. I figured I was owed one, and I told one. And it wasn't important, as a matter of fact. It was not important. I told one lie, and I'm not going to talk about it. Now, or ever. I do think that having had my daughter handed back to me, well, I know that, having had my daughter handed back to me in January 82, the social services made up their minds never, ever to lose another case against me. And so did my parents, specifically my father, I guess. Although my mother, it has always seemed strange to me, appeared to see my daughter as a surrogate Karen. I must have said this before as well. Why would my mother want a surrogate Karen? But she did. Both parents wanted my daughter, just different reasons. And the fact that I had not been the most fit of parents, drinking, for a start, didn't mean that they were fitter. They were not. That, of course, was the same year, when all of a sudden I had invitations from a man called Harry Ely in Switzerland to go for a holiday, which did entail leaving my daughter with my parents. Initially, they tried to persuade me to go in the summer, and I didn't go till November to stroke December. But no, of course, none of that was coincidence. I was just so stupid at the time, in my little fog, that I couldn't see what was under my nose, and what my respectively satanic and Christian parents were actually playing at.